Mhm.
All right, it's recording.
Toda. You good, though?
All right, so for recording purposes, the thought tonight is we're always being tested. It doesn't matter where we find ourselves, we're being tested. So, Judges, the third chapter is where I like to kind of start, set a premise, and then walk it down from there. And hopefully, by the time we're done, we're going to see that the levels of our testing, whether we are passing at this point, according to what we're reading, you know, or not. There is no in betweens when it comes to the Most High. You're passing or failing. It's kind of either or. Because when you get into the realm of I'm doing okay, then that means you're not doing enough. You understand? So if we get in the realms of I think I'm doing okay, then you're not doing enough, right? I think I'm in a good position right now, then you need to do more. You understand? Well, I think I'm not all the way there, but well, then you got to keep striving. You got to keep pushing because you got to get there. You can never get comfortable with saying, I think I'm okay. Your mindset, your heart has it's got to be, I got to get there. I got to get there. I got to be there. Because if we transition our heart and our mind to say, well, I'm okay, well, then that's what you judge on. You understand? Because what is the Most High looking at? He's looking at the inward man. So that's what you get judged on. You get judged on, well, I think I'm okay. You understand? But when that mindset is, I gotta keep going, I gotta do better. I can never settle. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. You never find yourself um, being failing the test. You find yourself always passing because your mindset is always to be pleasing before the Most High. All right. So Judges the third chapter, and we're gonna go back. We're gonna go forward in order to bring in this particular point. Judges 3:1 says this. Now these are the nations which Yah left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan. Only that the generations of the children of Israel might know to teach them war at the least, such as before knew nothing thereof, namely 5 lords of the Philistines, all the Canaanites, the Sidonians, the Hivites that dwelt in Mount Lebanon, from Mount Baal Hermon unto the entering of Hamath. And they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they would hearken unto the commandments of Yahweh, which he had commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses. All right. And so this is where that thought comes from when it comes to prove that word nasa. You find that word always used in an intensified form. So it's always the most intense when it comes to you being tested or you being proved. And that's why I say we can't take it and make it seem like it's something that's lazy. No, it's always intense. Every time you see that word, it's going to be in the PL form. It's going to be in the most intensified form there is. All right. So as you see here, just from Judges 3, setting that premise, these nations are set here, and this is what is Israel's going. This is what's going to prove them. All right. And that premise is so powerful because we are set in a place right now, and we're surrounded by every nationality. You understand? So you're being proven. You understand? It doesn't matter. We look at the prophecies and we look at the curses and we look at the blessings and we look at where we are today and we understand that we're trying to get someplace, but you got to understand that we are here because you are actually being tested. You are actually being tried. You understand? And like I said, it doesn't matter what that test is. How is Ezra going to operate under this type of pressure when it comes to his family? How is he going to operate under this type of pressure when it comes to his brothers? How is he going to operate under this type of pressure when it comes to this situation? Is he going to break? Is he going to fold? Is he going to love me? Is he going to do this? You got to look at every situation as a test. What is he going to do when he gets married? Will he change his belief? Will he leave me? Will he cause others? You understand? Will he allow his children to cause him? You understand? Will he allow the other nations that surround us to make him engulf into their cultures, their way of thinking? What is he going to do? How is he going to act amongst these particular nations? And so what's key here is these nations are actually here to prove Israel. All right, so I'm going to go to two more. Judges 3 is going to be my base, but I want to go back and forward to finish setting my premise and then kind of throw it out there. All right, so now I'm going to go to Joshua, the 24th chapter. And here, Joshua, he's reviewing Israel's history. If you start at that first verse and you walk your way down. But I'm going to get to this particular part in the 14th verse. 14th verse says this. Now, therefore, fear Yah and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve Yah. And if it seem evil unto you to serve Yah, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yah. One of the things that I was talking to Moreh about, things we were saying is families. Men building strong families and you bringing those families together. Having that mindset right there, as for me and my house, we're going to do this. And then when you begin to join those things together, we become more and more powerful. But that's another topic. All right, 16. And the people answered and said, and hold on, let me back up. Because families, you understand, is detrimental to Israel, because when you love family too much and family is not serving the Most High, we're gonna that's your mindset. Your mindset is messed up. You failed the test, but we're gonna see it though. All right, so let's keep going. 16. And the people answered and said, Elohim forbid that we should forsake Yah to serve other gods. For Yah, our power, it is that brought us up out of, and our fathers out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, and which did those great signs in our sight, and preserved us in all the way wherein we went, and among all the people through whom we passed. And Yah drove out from before us all the people, even the Amorites, which dwelt in the land. Therefore will we also serve Yah, for he is our Elohim. All right, or Elohim. Elohenu. So Joshua said in the 19th verse, listen to this. Ye cannot serve Yah, for he is an holy Elohim, for he is a jealous power. He will not forgive your transgressions nor your sins. You understand? It's like Joshua is understanding the double mind that Israel has at this point for him to speak like this. You understand? And so, and I want to say, to us brothers, because we're getting to the point where I'm just going to throw a question out there. That is, these type of men are still in the earth, like Joshua. They're here. We're on the line, right? And there are certain men that feel like my house is going to serve the Most High. And there are certain men that are going to be looking like the Most High is jealous. You understand? And I'm seeing your transgressions and I'm seeing your sins. I don't want to be a part of that. You understand? Joshua is passing the test, is what we're seeing. But let's finish to see what he says. If ye forsake Yah and serve strange gods, then he will turn and do you hurt and consume you. After that, he have done you good. And the people said unto Joshua, Nay, but we will serve Yah. And Joshua said unto the people, Ye are witnesses against yourself, that ye have chosen you, Jehovah, to serve him. And they said, We are witnesses. Now therefore put away, he said, the strange gods which are among you, and incline your heart unto Yah, power of Israel. And the people said unto Joshua, Yah our power we will serve, and his voice we will obey. So Joshua made a covenant with the people that day and set them a statute and an ordinance in Shechem. And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of Elohim, and took a great stone and set it up there under an oak that was by the sanctuary of Yah. And Joshua said unto all the people, Behold, the stone shall be a witness unto you, for it have heard all your words of Yah, which he spake unto us. It shall be therefore a witness unto you, lest you deny your power. All right. So these people went in. Joshua said, You're a witness against yourself. You said you're going to serve the Most High, and this is against you. If you don't do it, this is what's set against you, just in case you decide that you wanted to deny the Most High. All right. So this is a rhetorical question. You understand? How many brothers or how many people actually want to enter into a covenant where we say, I want to serve the Most High Yah? All right. Because it's going to be at that point when you say, I am Israel, I am the chosen of the Most High, I am of the seed of Yaakov, and I keep laws, statutes, and commandments. This is when you're about to be tested at no end. Every corner you turn, everywhere you go, you're going to be tested. You understand? And you're going to be a witness as to whether you are a servant of the Most High or not. Why? Because you're making this covenant saying, I'm going to do this with the Most High. So this is where your tests come in. This is where the proving comes in, because you gotta remember, if you're out here sinning and breaking law anyway, what test are you going through? You understand? What are you being proved on? You know, the Most High does things so that he can say, all right, now I'm going to see if you're going to serve me or not. I'm going to put you in this position now to see what are you going to do with me. I'm putting you here to see how you're going to operate. You understand? And that's why everything that happens in our life, everything that's going on, you're being tested. You understand? You're making that oath with the Most High, and we should not break that oath, because worse will be the latter end. Okay? All right, last premise. We're setting it up. So now we started in Judges 3, and we saw what Joshua said there. We're going to back up to Judges, the 2nd chapter. And then we're going to go to the 6th verse to finish the premise off. Judges 2 and 6 says, and when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance to possess the land. All right. So I went here because I was just in Joshua 24, and it's actually the same thing. All right, 2 and 7. And the people served Yah all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders they outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of Yah that he did for Israel. And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of Yah, died being 110 years old. They buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timoth Heres, in the mount of Ephraim, in the north side of the hill Gaash. And also all the generations were gathered unto their fathers, and there arose another generation after them which knew not Yah, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. Here we go. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yah, and served Balaam. And they forsook Yah, the power of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, and the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked Yah to anger. And they forsook Yah, and served Baal and Ashtaroth. And the anger of Yah was kindled against Israel, and he delivered them in the hands of spoilers that spoiled them. Right? And we drop down to 16. Nevertheless, Yah raised up judges, which delivered them out of the hands of them that spoiled them. 17. And yet they would not hearken unto their judges, but they went a whoring after other gods, and they bowed themselves unto them. They turned quickly out of the way which their fathers had walked, and obeying the commandments of Yah. 18. And when Yah raised them up judges, then Yah was with the judge and delivered them out of the hand of the enemies in all the days of the judges. For it repented Yah because of the groanings by reason of them that oppressed them and vexed them. And it came to pass when the judge was dead that they returned and corrupted themselves more than their fathers, and following other gods to serve them and to bow down to them. They ceased not from their own doings, nor from their stubborn way. I'm dropping down to 22 and 23. That through them I may prove, here it is again, I may prove Israel, whether they will keep the way of Yah to walk therein, as their fathers did keep it or not. Therefore Yah left those nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua. All right, so this brings us back to Judges, the 3rd chapter, where we started off saying we are going to be tested, we're going to be proved, and us being in the land of our oppressor is just proof of the Most High testing everybody, proving everybody. He's seeing what you're going to do. He's seeing how you're going to act. Listen, Maureen, he's looking to see, are we going to be, am I going to look at Moreh Samak because he's a better teacher than me? And then I'm going to go to my own corner and do my own thing. You understand? Well, Ezra, your heart isn't right. How is that a heart of someone who wants to build with Israel? You understand? He's going to look to see how are you processing these things, what actually is going on. So sometimes I know it seems like we're moving and we're passing through this world and nothing's happened. This is the way it's supposed to be. Nah, we are being tested. You understand? Our thought process, our mind, we are being tested at no end. The question is, what are we going to do? How are we going to operate? How are we going to move forward? You understand? What are some of the things that we're going to dismiss in order for us to pass the test? You understand? When we were in school, we were satisfied with an 80. We were satisfied with a 68 when I was there because that was a passing grade. You understand? And so we were like, I don't need to do any more. As long as I get by, I'm good. As long as I get my diploma, nobody knows what my grade is. You understand? But as the Israelites, the one thing that we are graded on is the heart, the mind, the thing inside. So it's the very thing that men can't see that the Most High is actually judging you on. You understand? It's the thing that he's proving you on. And he's putting you in these situations just to see, can I use you? Or can you actually be the one to speak to my people? Or can you be the one I can trust in to be a light to my people? I'm going to prove you to see if you can. Or I'm going to see, are you going to settle for 80? Are you going to settle for 90? You understand? I'm testing you at no end. Let's bring it closer to home. And then we'll move to the next point. Men, your wives, your families, how are you going to lead them? You remember we saw that Joshua says, for me and my house. You understand? So am I going to lead them according to my way? Am I going to be some type of a narcissist to my family? You understand? Am I going to be manipulative? You understand? And show that we keep the laws and the statutes of the Most High in the eyes of the people? You understand? You're being tested. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Again, so now I have to think within myself, why am I doing this? How am I leading my family? What is my thought process? What is it that I want the world to see? What is it that I want my brothers to see? Is it for my glory? Right? Or is it so that I can actually bring light to the Most High? Because guess what, Ezra? You're being tested. You understand? You're being tested. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. So I have to keep that mindset. I have to keep that thought pattern of the Most High puts me in situations every time to test me. Okay? Anybody have any input before we continue? Before we continue on to bring out some more testing.
Keep going, Doc. Keep going.
Toda Baruch. Toda. Hopefully you'll join on in, jump on in there, because I know you can take me on to the finish line.
Nah, this is good, brother. I'm riding in your train right now. It's good, man.
Toda Aki. Toda. Kane, I appreciate that. All right, so now let's look at we know the famous Abraham, but before we get to Abraham, I want to go over to Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter. Very familiar scriptures here. Very familiar. So Deuteronomy 8, I'm going to read 1 through 3. Or maybe I'll go down a little further. And all the commandments which I command thee this day, ye shall observe to do, that ye may live, multiply, go in and possess the land of Yah, that Yah swore unto your fathers. And you shall remember the way which Yah, thy power, led thee 40 years in the wilderness, to do what? To humble thee. And what? To prove thee. What was he proving them? To know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. You understand? So the thing is they were in Egypt. That's why I say it doesn't matter what state you're in, Yah will test you. You understand? So he took them at this point out of Egypt into the wilderness. He wanted to humble them and prove them. And what is he proving? What is he looking for? He wants to know what's in their heart. You understand? A lot of times we can focus on rituals, things that we do. You understand? Things that men can see, and the eye can judge you by it. You see what I'm saying? So when that's eye service, basically. So when the eye can judge, but let me tell you something. It takes someone that's connected to the Most High. You understand that when you know the truth and you understand what it is the Most High wants, and then you see that everybody is going in a whole different direction, and they're looking at something totally different, and they're exalting something that's going extremely, this is going to go away from the Most High. It takes a strong individual in mind to stay the course, because when you're around a bunch of people that do that, you find yourself starting to compromise. You understand? You find yourself saying, well, maybe this is okay. Well, maybe this is this. You got to remember that, you know what I'm saying, you're being proven. This just might be the time for you to say, no, Israel, let's stay the course. You understand? Because it could be that moment that everybody says, you know what, Baruch, you're right. This is exactly what we should do. So you always got to stay that course. Why? Because you're being proven. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be the right leader, the right spokesman, the right follower, the right light? It doesn't matter what it is. Are you going to be that one that actually carries out the cause that you are here on earth? You understand? You're being proven. He wants to see what's on the inside. All right? Whether thou wilt keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee, 3rd verse, suffered thee to hunger, fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doeth not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yah doeth man live. You understand? He says, thy raiment wax not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. You understand? How is that significant? Today I have a closet full of clothes. You understand? I don't really have to worry about raiment, right? I have none of that to worry about. The Most High put it within my power to make sure that my raiment is good. So that's not a worry. You understand? Thou shalt also consider in thy heart that as a man chastens his son, so Yah thy power chastens thee. Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of Yah thy power, and walk in his ways, and fear him. For he bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks, water, fountains, depths that spring out of the valleys and hills. All right. So listen, over here in this land of captives, we as men, we're good. We don't really have any major worries, right? We don't, I think we're all working men. So we're able to provide for our families. We're able to protect our families. You understand? But the one thing we have to remember in our movement, we're over here because we're being tested. All right. The Most High is testing us. So am I going to be okay with just my family being fed and my family being taken care of? Or did I wake up over here and find out I was an Israelite so that Israel can now begin to move towards the prophecy? You understand? Did we wake up for us to stay in the same situation that I was good with my family before I knew I was an Israelite? You understand? I didn't have to lack for anything over here before I was saying I am a son of Jacob. You understand? So now that I'm an Israelite, well, why do I need to know this information? What does this information do for me now? It's just like the Most High saying here. He's like, all right, I'm going to humble you, and then I'm going to prove you to see what's in your heart. You understand? So before, it's like I had a zeal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is what I do. Boom, 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 boom. Then I found out, well, I'm an Israelite. All right. No, but the thing is I'm happy about it, but the Most High is about to prove me. He's about to prove everybody that's waking up. You about to be proven now. You understand? Because I'm bringing you, I'm humbling you. You know that when you become an Israelite, you become humble. Oh, Toda Yah, I couldn't believe that I was going against his word, man. I was doing this. I was doing all these things against the Most High. You understand? I'm so glad, and you kind of got a zeal. You're ready to tell everybody. You're ready to wear your fringes so that everybody out can see you're not ashamed and everything. But the one thing we got to remember is you are being tested. What are you about to do now that you know? In other words, the Most High is putting you in a position to be tested. You understand? Because he's going to try your reins. He's going to try your heart. I'm giving this to you, just like he gave the manna, you understand, from heaven. I want to test you to see what's in your heart. You understand? This is why we are understanding that we are the nation of Israel. You understand? This is why we are waking up in droves, because the test has to start, or it started. It has to continue. You understand? I want to grab this just to go along with this Deuteronomy. I want to grab this Exodus 16 to further show the proof. 16 and 4 to go along with that Deuteronomy. So Exodus 16 and 4 says, Then Yah said unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day. Listen, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. So again, every corner you're turning, you're being proven. So he's saying, okay, I'm going to give them food. I'm going to give them manna from heaven. They don't have to worry about nothing. They can eat, be merry. On the 6th day, I'm going to give them double. You understand? Just so I can see what's in their heart. And the heart of the people showed. They still got up on the 7th day and they went out looking, you understand, to gather food. You know, how long will this people? You understand? It's just showing you the heart of the people. The Most High saying, I'm giving you everything you need. Look, you gathered it. Everything that you need is right here. That's like us as Israel. We talk sometime with the brothers and say, listen, we have everything we need. What are we going to do? How are we going to operate? Are we going to continue like we've been continuing? We're being tested, y'all. You see what I'm saying? We're being tested. The Most High is testing us right now, and we can't fail the test. We got to pass. You understand? We got to pass the test, man, because that's exactly what's going on at this moment. You know what I mean? We're waking people up. We're talking to them. We're giving them the truth. You're being tested. All right? You're being tested. Okay? I know somebody want to grab something in there right now before we continue. Somebody's in there. I see my.
I would say, go ahead, Shai.
Kane, I just want to say it's a total blessing so far. All praise to the Most High. Uh, I actually asked this question, I think, to one brother, maybe two brothers, because I didn't put a stamp on it, but I was thinking, is everything a test? Because we have to give account for everything that we do and everything that we say. But I never really made that a solid answer. Is everything that we do a test? But I think this is a good lesson so far. And I think it's interesting because for the past couple of weeks, I've been going through a series of unfortunate events, and I was actually thinking about being tested. So I was trying to not to say anything you know negative or murmur and complain about it, but just trying to keep it in. But I yield.
Kane, Aki, Kane. I think Moreh Baruch was about to chime in as well.
Okay. Shalom, everybody. Shalom, Ezra. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well.
Totally got told lesson so far. It just provokes thought. Sometimes you you can get comfortable, and in that, you forget that the Most High is always on His job. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's always King. He's always Creator. He's always Father. You see what I'm saying? And there is no loopholes. There is no cheat codes that come with the Most High. You can't fool Him. You can't mock Him. You can't get through. So there's no what do you call it? You got to be real. You got to be genuine. You see what I'm saying? And as these tests comes, you really have to humble yourself, because if not, what you'll do is fail a test and then you'll start making excuses. You see what I'm saying? Well, we in captivity. Yep. We've tried, but y'all know we in America. The white man. Now the Jews. They try to, and it's like, what the reality is nobody stops me from coming together with you, brothers. Nobody has stopped us yet from building a community. Nobody has stopped us yet from taking our children and daughters and sons and putting them together and start joining families. Nobody has stopped that. I can tell you that right now.
That's right.
We can talk about cities in the past, whether it be Tulsa, Oklahoma, or Lincoln Town, or whatever, that had Black communities that have been built and been destroyed by whites. But we cannot sit up here and say that somebody has prevented us from living righteous as a community. So if I had to, just listening to your lesson today, if I had to grade this generation of millennials, right, which I'm included in that, and Generation X too, as I forget y'all, right, I would say that we actually have failed the test thus far.
Yeah.
But the good thing about the Creator is sometimes He allows you to retest.
Yeah.
Sometimes He allows you to, okay, you see where you at, because a test ultimately shows a couple different things. It shows the integrity of yourself. It shows the integrity of a thing. Anytime you make something new, they have to do a what they call a stress test on it. Yeah. Everything efficient is tested. So they do a stress test on every car. Do you know that ain't no car you get off the lot with 0 miles? Why? Because they have to do a stress test on that car to make sure it's functioning properly. They have to run it. So it's got at least 2 or 3, 5 to 5 miles on it, because they have to do a stress test on it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's the same way with all things good. Even Adam being created had a test, didn't he? He said, you can eat of everything in the garden, but don't eat of this. Right? Am I okay? I'm gonna leave it at that. I will.
Hey, Baruch is about to. Hey, go ahead, brother. Told me old, man. As the brother Shai and Baruch chimed in, excellent. The brother started off saying, "Listen, I've been being tested, and I'm looking at these things, and I'm staying optimistic about it." Baruch said. He said at the end that everybody's tested, even Adam. Listen, everything here. You understand? I'm just going to see what's going to happen here. That's funny that he said that. I was explaining to my Isha. I said, it's almost like the Most High put it there and told them to grab it. She said, "What you mean?" I said, "Think about this. If I came and said to you, listen, you can eat of everything. Just go. Just do whatever you want to do. Except for that one. It's almost like I've shown you what is disobedience and what is not just by telling you, don't do that right there." You know what I mean? And so by all it takes is someone now to come and further that narrative in your mind, even though you know that truth. All it takes is someone to just, yeah, but, and your mind goes to turning, fail the test. You understand? So that's a great point that Baruch brought out. Kane, so as we
So,
know,
hey,
okay,
Slicker,
I don't know who that
don't
is, but
y'all don't mind the name Clayton Richardson. This is Captain Haziah.
oh, Captain, go ahead, Cap. Go ahead, Cap.
Shalom, shalom, Akim. I just want to throw a couple nuggets in there. Great lesson so far, Aki. And one of the major things for those who know me, they know I love things that allow you to self-reflect, allow you to look back at yourself, and then the Most High proving you. That's exactly what you have the opportunity to do now.
Right.
We understand Torah, we understand prophecy, and as Ezra mentioned earlier, when you begin to look back and see, am I lined up with these things? I think that's an important aspect to look at. I'm looking at myself because a lot of time us as Israel, we like to look at the next person. We want to look at everybody else and get in that state of self-righteousness where we lift ourselves up. But now when we get something like this gives you a chance to say, you know what? Let me sit back, humble myself, reflect and look at me. Let me look and make sure that I'm on the right track.
That's right.
And also another important aspect that I heard him made earlier is I always like to say, you really ain't building no golden calves out there like that no more. Nobody's building golden calves. Nobody's doing these things. Really, what we would say, you're just going against Yah.
Yep.
But when you really look at it, we have a lot of laws that pertain to our brothers and sisters and people around us, other nations around us and everything. As we said a minute ago, yeah, you have that aspect of the Most High saying, here's obedience, here's disobedience. But he said now a person or a thing comes now and furthers that disobedience in you.
Yep.
So it takes you into that Deuteronomy 13 where it's looking like, look, it could be these people here. It could be somebody close to you. It could be somebody, there's so many different avenues you can go. But at the end of the day, it's looking at the people around you.
That's right.
So my wife sometimes she'll ask, well, how do we deal with this, and that? And I said, well, you have to get to the point at some point. Well, look, if I see that this person is wicked and isn't moving right, I'm gonna have to get to the point where if I'm moving with the purpose of serving the Most High, I'm gonna have to separate from it.
Yes, sir.
So just that aspect of not making it so religious. Well, we're doing this towards the Most High. No, you're dealing with people. You're dealing with the nation of Israel. That's what he gave you. We understand that there's certain things you can break towards the Most High, but a lot of times it's dealing with the people around you.
That's right.
Shalom.
King. Cap, he digging into the lesson a little bit there.
Shalom.
Shalom, Adon. I was trying to hold, so you can blame your brother for that. Shepherd Yo, the reason why I didn't bail you out earlier when you opened the floor up. I said I'm gonna be quiet because he expect me to say something. But first of all, I'd like to give all honor to the Most High, man. This is a definitely powerful lesson. And I just praise the Most High. All the lessons that's been coming forth has been great. And like you said, he's speaking to us through one another. And I even believe that even this lesson tonight is a part of our test. The fact that you're opening our eyes or having us focus on that we're always constantly being tested and proven and showing, what we've already seen in the Torah of the Tanakh, but now you built your premise on that whole point of the testing and being tested and being proven by the Most High. We as a people, we are a do enough to get by type people sometimes. And you brought that earlier point out with the grades, like when we was in school, like as long as we pass, like that's good, when in reality, once you wake up to the knowledge of who you are and whose you are, just passing, like you said, it's not good enough to saying, okay, I think I'm doing good, then you're not doing good. You know what I'm saying? That's the place we have to get to. And that's a thought that I hope everybody hears clearly, that if we think we're doing good, we're not, because we need to be doing better. And we can't be, Elder Herman, may the Most High bless his memory and peace be upon him. He did a lesson once, and it was about being A students doing C student work. And your lesson tonight brought that back to me from a lesson that's been taught over 10 years ago now. A student doing C student work. So if you're A student doing C student work, you're doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It looked good. And like you said, that goes back to us putting on the garbs and what man's eye can see. So that C is just being seen of the people.
There you go.
But that A is your internal, your heart, your everything, like what you're doing when people don't see you, what you would never be recognized for only outside of the sight of Yah. That's A student work. And we have to be very mindful. Are we being A students or C students? Are we doing our best? And I'm going to shorten this up real quick. So, and it's funny you going this way because my Isha was talking to me earlier today, and she heard our son on the phone talking with his friend. And it was a pop quiz came up on them in class. And, he had already let her know that he made an 85 on it. And he was like, Dad, I made 85, I messed up. And so she heard the little friend asking, you can't make an 85? He was like, no, because I'm supposed to make straight A's. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a pop quiz. So it wasn't a major test, but still, as Moreh Baruch was just going into, like, these tests let you know where you at. Like, you have to be stress test. So this is to let you know where you at before the major test come. You know what I'm saying? This pop quiz, if you got an 85 and you want that A, then you know where you at right now and what you need to be working on. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we go into this Torah and we live in our life, we need to look at it from that perspective of, like you said, if we did fail a test or we not testing that as high a level as we should be, is it because of our lack of putting in the study, our lack of putting in the time, or our desire just a passing grade and not the desire that A student work? And I will say that the Most High wants us to be A students,
Yes, sir.
And my Isha told our son, if you got an 85 and you did your best, I can accept that. You know what I'm saying? But if you know you didn't do your best, it's unacceptable. And so to us, sometimes, I feel it would be the same way with the Most High. If he knows we doing our best, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we still kind of, we under that grace. But if he know we're not doing our best and we're passing in our sight, we're not passing in his sight.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, man, this lesson tonight, man, it's like, man, it's almost like I'm scared to tune into these lessons, man, because I'm being held accountable for so much stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because once you hear it, you gotta make a change. You know what I'm saying? Once you can comprehend what the Most High is saying to the Yah in each of one of us, from the Yah in each one of us, man, hallelujah, good lesson, man, good lesson. Hallelujah. I yield.
Told out Moreh. He said something very key at the end. He says it's like we're being held so accountable, and the good thing about that is hopefully it forces us to realize that we need each other. You understand? Because we'll make these tests a whole lot easier together, opposed to separate. You understand? And he said something else when he was like the eyes of the people, the people looking. And Abraham, he was tested. And when Abraham was tested, as the story goes on, he calls the place Yehovah Yireh, from the word Ra'ah, meaning Yah have seen. You understand? So we got that eye servant. Abraham he didn't worry about none of that. Abraham took his son. They asking these questions. Don't worry, this is going here. Don't worry, we're going to do this. Don't worry, this is going to happen. You understand? Even though the promise was to come through his son, Yehovah Yireh. You understand? Yah have seen. You see? Now I know Abraham. You see what I'm saying? And that's where we want to be right there. As he said with his son with the 85, a lot of times we look at how good we did on the test. But that it is that other percentage right there that you need to focus on. You see what I'm saying? It's that 15% right there that we need. All right, I need to focus on this. So when it comes around again, I'm going to be good, But a lot of, and that's Israel, a lot of Israel's focus is on the things that are happening right now. But in the long run, what's going to happen? You see what I'm saying? So the Kyrie Irving and the Kanye that's happening, you know, it's the glam. You understand? But we got to look at longevity. We got to look at the long run. You know, where the Israelites that's supposed to have that 100. You know, these guys over here scoring 50 and 60, and everybody can see. See what I'm saying? Everybody see they're 50 and 60, and it's glamorous. But where those Israelites that should be scoring way higher than Kyrie? Where those Israelites that should be scoring way higher than Kanye? You understand? Where are we at? You know, we find ourselves in the background looking at them with their 60 or their 70 or maybe 100 to them where they are. You understand? What I'm saying is those that have been in it and you've been there and you know what it should be. You understand? We know how it should be. You understand? You find yourself saying, oh, all right. Well, now that they're saying it, let me lay back and watch what's going on. No, we should have been so hard before it even happened. You know, and so that's like Baruch say, we look at these things and now you say, man, you know, we failed the test again, man. If this stuff come back around, I mean, we as Israelites should be so strong and powerful. You understand? We should have been on the front line. You understand? Not just so we can test the nations, so that we can say to them brothers, look, you have some place to go. Come learn more. You understand? Come learn more about the Most High. If you're serious about what you're saying and this information you're putting out, come on, let's learn more. You understand? But we find ourselves what? We fail. Why? Because of all the nations around us, all of the people that can talk and put their input in. You understand? It causes us to be lacking. So great points. Very great points. But just remember, Yehovah Yireh. Yehovah have seen. When Yehovah have seen and understand, and He brought those provisions, that's when we become good. That's when your test, you know, the Most High see that Moreh Samak. He will not, you understand, his strength will not become weak when adversity comes. He's going to stay strong. You understand? So, Tov Meod. All right, so let's jump over now to Cap was going into some of the things that I wanted to get at. But that's all right. We're still going to bring it out. 2 or 3 more. As a matter of fact, let's grab the famous Jeremiah 17 first. Remember Judges 3. I'm putting these nations here to prove you. I'm leaving them there. And as you go down through Judges, you will see that he raised up deliverers for Israel. And he did all of these things, but he was always proving to see what was in their heart. He wanted to see how you really feel towards me. What will you actually do when the pressure is on you? You got to remember that the prophecy state, you know, that there's a portion that goes through this tribulation, right? And you're going to be tried like gold in the fire. You understand? You're being tested. You understand? The time is coming where we as a nation, we just got to get that test, man, because the thing is how do we know we stand for the Most High until you go through these tests? You see what I'm saying? So it's like now, if I just tell you, man, I can ball, man, I can dunk, I can 360, man. I'm telling you, man, I can run a 4-4. You know what I'm saying? I can throw a football 100 yards. So you give me a football, I can throw it all the way down there. And it's like, all right, well, come to combine, come on to the training and the tryouts. Nah, man, I don't want. I'm gonna just go ahead and chill. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna chill because no, you got to be tested to see if those things that you're saying is true. So if we say I love y'all, man, I never go back on the Most High, man. I never do these things, man. This ain't gonna happen. You got to be tested. You got to be tried because you don't know. You understand? You don't know if you. It's good to say it, but when you actually do it, now you know. See what I'm saying? Now you understand that I'm going to stand for the Most High. I'm not going to fail the test when it comes to the Most High. I'm going to be on it. Other than that, it's a zeal. You understand? I feel that way. I feel that I'm going to, because it's something in me that causes me to feel that way. It could be me reading these scriptures and I'm hyped and I'm pumped up. But when that test comes, you understand? That's when the rubber hits the road. You understand? So Jeremiah 17. I know we got to stop on time here, so I think I'm a little early. I'm doing pretty good. Jeremiah 17:1 says, the sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart and upon the horns of your altars. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to drop down to verse 5 or verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. We can bring that up today. We serve our enemies. Our jobs that we have to go to during the week, 6 days we labor, we serve our enemies. You have to be tested. We're being tested, you know. Even if it's your own, you still have to serve your enemies. You understand why? Because that law that was given to Israel was given to them to show them that, listen, you don't listen. You don't have to be in Egypt serving the Egyptians anymore. I'm bringing you out so that in 6 days you can labor and do everything that you need to for yourself, the community. You see what I'm saying? And you're going to this land where you serve no one else but Yah. And on the seventh day you rest. So we're in a land of captive over here where we serve the oppressor for 6 days. Y'all understand? 6 days we serve the oppressor. You see what I'm saying? And then the seventh day we come before the Most High. You understand? What are we going to do with this information? We know this is going on. We know our children is going to come up in the same system. You understand? Like Baruch was saying, we know these things are going to happen. What are we going to do? You know? Are we just going to, is the promise only to us? You know, but I remember the promise says to your seed and your seed. Are we concerned about those? You see what I'm saying? So we begin to think like, I know I'm being, I know this is a test somehow. I just got to figure out what it is. You know, it's not just to you, Ezra, but it's to your seed and your seed. You understand? It's to those of the remnant. All right, 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. Thus saith Yah, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yah. You understand? So this is not saying that I can't trust my brother Samaka, my brother Baruch, my brother Sar Yohanan. You understand? It's a list here. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and make flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yah. You understand? It's this all goes together. So it's because you go back in Jeremiah 3, it says, I will give you pastors after my own heart that will teach you knowledge and understanding. So it's not telling you not to trust. It's telling you, curses the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Most High, you know, to bring that understanding to it. Verse 6, for he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, and a salt land, and not inhabited. Blessed is the man that trusteth in Yah, and whose hope the Yah is. For he shall be as a tree planted by waters, that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. You understand? Now, verse 9, the famous one. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, Yah, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. Let me back up to verse 8. This is talking about the man who trusts in Yah. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh. Y'all understand? You can't fail, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding. You can't fail. Y'all understand? It's a no. It's a no. This is for. It's like the Most High is giving you a fail proof. He's letting you know you can't fail. You understand? You gotta position your mind like that. That's how you think. You will not fail. I will not sin. I will not go against the Most High, because when your mind is put in the way of, oh, I might, oh, it's going to happen, but I know I can get, but I know, no. There's a thing we say in Shiloh: let a mistake be a mistake. You understand? You can't plan a mistake, because then it's not a mistake. You understand? I said mistake a lot, but you have to, you got to let that be what it is, because if it's not, you understand, then it'll be, well, I know I'm going to do this, so I'm just going to get, you can't think like that, because why? Because in the 9th verse says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, Yah, search the heart, try the reins, even to give every man according. So think about it. He says, I'm going to give every man according to his ways, but I'm looking at your heart. I'm trying your reins, the kidney, the things that's inside of you, to give you to your ways. You understand? So when my heart inside of me says, I'm okay, I know I'm going to fail, I know I'm going to fall, I know this is going to happen, you being judged on your heart. You understand? That's what the Most High is looking at. He's looking at, after he told you, you're going to yield fruit. You're going to be prosperous. If you trust in me, you good. You got nothing to worry about. You understand? I trust in Yah. Why do I worry about it? You understand? Why am I worrying in well-doing? I shall reap if I faint not, right? It's all a test. It's all a test. And hopefully when we go back and we begin to reread and look at these things, we position our hearts and our mind that way, that we're not going to fail. It's not going to happen. We're going to prosper. You understand? Why? Because we trust in the Most High. In other words, don't trust in the Most High and then still look to fail or still look to lack. We're going to pass those tests. We got to position our heart. 2 or 3 more, just to further that point. At any time, chime in. But I just want to further that thought in Psalms 26. We're going to prevail. We call ourselves Israel. Just the name itself should give you power. Just the name, you understand, gives you certain authority. Israel, you understand? All right, so Psalms 26:1. We're going to further that point. A Psalm of David. Judge me, O Yah, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in Yah. Therefore, I shall not slide. You understand? Now, I know we can look at David and say, man, he did some slipping. You understand? This is how we got to talk, though. Judge me, O Yah, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in Yah. Therefore, I shall not slide. Then he says, examine me. You know how closely someone looks at you. If you say, man, I need you to examine me, I need you to, you understand, do some x-rays. They look at every detail. Examine me, O Yah. And then here it is again. And prove me. Try my reins and my heart. You understand? So again, this is someone walking in integrity. You understand? We have to bring back the integrity of our laws, statutes, and commandments. We got to bring that integrity back so that we can let it be known. No, I trust in the Most High. Therefore, it's going to happen. We're going to do this. We're not going to. Why? Because it's always a test, and we're safe with that mindset. Examine me, O Yah, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. Watch this. This is Cap was going into it a little bit. I have not sat with vain persons. We are always being tried. Neither will I go in with dissemblers. You understand? People with hidden, they hide who they are. You understand? They're not who, what you see is not who they are. It's a person who hides who they really are. You understand? He says, I will not go in with dissemblers. You understand? Now watch this. I have hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. It doesn't, listen. That's why as we go through Tanakh, and you can see a plethora of examples. And this is a good one here because today Israel does the opposite of what Melech Dawid says here. We love the congregation of the evildoers. We love sitting with the wicked. We love going in with vain people. You understand? Just because they're good people, you know what I'm saying, in regular life, because they can do certain things, or they can do this for me, or they can do that for me. So I love to be around them. And because of that, I know they wicked. Yeah, man, come on and congregate with us. The Most High change your heart. Yeah, the Most High, who told you that? You see what I'm saying? You're being tested. You're being tried. The Most High knows that you want to be with them because there's something in you not right. You understand? I have hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. I will wash my hands in innocency. So will I compass thine altar, O Yah, that I may publish the voice of thanksgiving and tell of all thy wondrous works. Yah, I have loved habitation of the habitation of the house, and the place where thine honor dwelleth. All right. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men. You understand? In whose hand is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. You see what I'm saying? But as for me, I walk in mine integrity. Redeem me and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place. In the congregations will I bless Yah. You understand? He says he walks in his integrity. You understand? Always, it doesn't matter what it is. Just always take things as a test. Look at yourself and see, why do I love this company? Why do I love this here? Why do I love this over here? Can I say, examine me, Yah? You know, prove me. Try my reins in my heart. You understand? What is he going to find? Is he going to find that I love to be in the company of these people? You understand? I love these things. That's just what I want. And then we deceive ourselves by saying, oh, Yah changed them though. You know, he's a loving, he's merciful. He's going to change. But when really it's us, we're afraid to separate from it. You understand? Test failed. We don't really trust in Yah, so I got to stay in this position. Fail. You understand? Well, they actually do this and they do that and they do this and fail. You understand? Because what? We make excuses now to separate ourselves in order to get with the people that actually are going to walk after the righteousness of the Most High. Integrity. We were talking one Shabbat after service about integrity, and one of the examples was someone was saying, well, I didn't sin. And when you begin to hear that in certain situations, you're dealing with a person that has no integrity. You understand? It doesn't exist with them because they will lean on, I haven't sinned, in order to do their own pleasure. You see what I'm saying? Or I hadn't sinned just because y'all didn't know I had another wife. I didn't sin. See what I'm saying? Oh, you have no integrity. See what I'm saying? Oh, I didn't sin. That old man fall and I walk right by him. Where is it saying in the law that you got to pick a man up if he fall? No integrity. You understand? Yeah, I saw that car backing up, about to hit that child and everything like that, but I ain't saying the mother should have been watching. No integrity. I saw that about to happen, but listen, man, you know what I'm saying? No integrity. And so you begin to find people with no integrity at all. You understand? So then you ask y'all to examine your heart in that state. You understand? Be bold enough to say to the Most High, yeah, y'all examine me after making those statements. Because again, you're being tested. The Most High sees your heart. Well, I didn't sin. Yeah, but what's in your heart, though? What's inside of you? For you to say, I didn't sin, you already know that you did something that's off. You see what I'm saying? So, last one, because we get into time. Last one. Psalm 17. We'll stay in Psalms. We're not going to be able to get all of them. Psalm 17, 1 through 4 is a prayer of Dawid. Hear the right, O Yah, attend unto my cry, give ear unto my prayer, that goeth not out of feigned lips. Let my sentence come forth from thy presence. Let thine eyes behold the things that are equal. Thou hast proved mine heart. Thou hast visited me in the night. Thou hast tried me, and shall find nothing. I am purposed that my mouth shall not transgress. You understand? Concerning the works of men, by the word of thy lips, I have kept me from the path of the destroyer. Hold up my goings in thy paths, that my footsteps slip not. 6, let's keep going a little bit. I have called upon thee, for thou wilt hear me. Elohim, incline thy ear unto me and hear my speech. Again, we can't be afraid to move in integrity and move in that authority, because that's what it takes in order to keep passing these tests. We can't be afraid to let it be known that, no, I'm not going to sin. I'm not going to slip. It's not going to happen. Don't be afraid of that. We become afraid and we fail those tests because we feel like there's no way that this could be this way. There's no way. So, and what that says is we really don't trust the Most High. We really don't believe that he can cause us to have wings to spread, or us have roots so deep in the ground that we can't be moved. We really don't believe it. See what I'm saying? We can't believe, that metaphor, like a tree planted by the rivers of water that shall not be moved. See what I'm saying? Because your roots are so embedded down in there that when the wind blows, it doesn't matter. You're not going to move. You understand? And so this is what it takes. We got to understand that we're being tested. We got to begin to move with that integrity. And the Most High has given us everything we need in order for us to progress, in order for us to move forward, in order for us not to sin, not to transgress, and for us not to be fearful. You understand? Because people like the spies come back and they put fear in people's heart. These men are too big down there. Now everybody's fearing. People will put fear in your heart. Again, you're being tested. As Cap said, Deuteronomy 13, if this prophet comes, a dreamer of dreams, you're being tested. So someone comes back and says, we all going to sin, or we all going to do this, and it gives you a level of comfort. Fail. That's a fail. You understand? That's your moment to tell them, no, we're not going to sin. No, we're not going to do that. Why do you say that? Why do you think like that? You understand? Is that where your heart is with the Most High? Do you trust in him? Do you believe that he can put that spirit on you to have you rooted so deeply that you won't move? You understand? So we have to continue passing those tests so we can say Yehovah Yireh. You understand? The Most High have seen. You understand? We can speak like David is speaking. Hallelujah. With that, I'm going to yield to anybody who wanted to chime in on that and take us on out. Praises to the Most High.
Ezra, you have the floor.
Shalom. I feel like Moreh Mark earlier. the Most High has been using these studies to really come, to really allow the soul to understand where we, it just seems like each lesson has just been spot on to what's been going on in life, not just outside but inside. When we're focusing on the inner things, and I appreciate this message tonight because the tests are coming, and we have to be prepared for them when they do, because we know the Most High is trying to progress us as a people, but He cannot progress us if we're still going to be complacent as we have been in the past. He has to know that we are willing to move when things happen and when things arise. Because if we're not willing to move now while the tests are coming, how are we going to be willing to move when He's going to gather us back and bring us back into the land? We can't move. And we're seeing, I had a conversation with a couple of brothers earlier about the whole, Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving, or, the IUIC march. And I think Jaylen Brown said it best, that energy that they were showing, we may not all agree with what each and everyone's doctrine, ideology, but it's not about that. It's about, are we willing to show up when it's time to show up and to stand out the way we're supposed to stand out? But the only way you're going to know if you're ready is if you've been through that test. Has your heart been tested? Has your mind been tested? Has your body been tested? Do you know your weaknesses? Do you know when you can say, you know what, I am weak in this area, but I know a brother who's not. Maybe I should come under him so he can strengthen me, because that's what an ox supposed to be. So when we are being tested, that means we also got to be honest. We got to be honest who we are. We got to be able to admit our wrongs, be able to admit that we are weak, that we lack. We can't help no one if no one speaks. So sometimes our test is, are you willing to open up about what you're going through and stop hiding it? Are you willing to be vulnerable so your brothers can help strengthen you so you can rise up? Or are you going to allow the things that are holding you back to continue to hold you back because you're afraid, that you have that fear that you can't speak for it? My bane had counseling this week, and that was the thing. He said, I feel like there's something you want to say, but you're scared to say it. And when he said that, it struck me, because I noticed that too. It's like, there's this fear of being able to be outspoken, in a sense. We're afraid to use the voice the Most High has given us, because we're afraid of what we may get in return. We're afraid that people may not like it, or that it may not make people, want to be around us. But sometimes that message that the Most High has in you, it has to be delivered. Because maybe that message is not for you just to hold in, but it's for someone to be delivered, to know that they're going through it, but the Most High got them. But you got to be willing to see if you're willing to go through that test. So I say total yeah for this this lesson, this word, because it's encouraging, to the nefesh, especially for those who are silently going through things, to know that we are not invisible to the Most High. We may be invisible to certain people, or we may try to hide ourselves from certain people, but no matter where we go, no matter what we do, no matter how we try to do it, we can never hide from the Most High. And He's always going to find us. And He's always going to deliver us the way it needs to be delivered, if we have the trust to hold on, to believe, and to continue to walk in this walk with full faith and confidence, as our forefathers done. because Abraham was tested. Yishkak was tested. Yaakov was tested. Moshe was tested. Yosef, Yeshua, Caleb, Dawid. We can name that all of them down book from book, chapter to chapter. They were all tested. Great men have to be tested to see if they're worthy to be great. We all have that we all have that ability to be great because we are all walking with the Most High. But we have to be tested, to be purified, to be refined, that we may come out in our best form when that time comes. So, total y'all for your life and for this message, y'all.
Hallelujah. And let somebody's hands up. Shai Shamar.
Okay, I just want to say, hell yeah, so blessed. Ezra, y'all learned a lot. I think it was, perfect timing too. So also, told her about you, all the brothers that brought out their points as well, and everyone, who got this platform up. Yeah, it's a good topic because, recently I was trying to keep my mind centered, not to murmur and complain, because I was working, trying to make an honest living, also going to school and things like that, and then I'm doing some traveling tomorrow morning, and then recently I got suffered a few injury to my hands and my arm, when I was at work, and some people say, well, you work in the office, how do you get injured? Well, I do things when I'm at home too. But, things happen. So, just try not to sin with my lips, and also goes into my thoughts. So, past couple of weeks, just been trying to keep my mind centered on the Most High, trying to express how I feel without, murmuring, complaining. And I was thinking about something. So we were talking about being tried, because what I do is I put scriptures on my wall. So if I'm leaving out or coming in, I see the precept of scripture. And I noticed, I was thinking about, the Sefer, I was writing. I believe Eliezer also typed a portion from Jasher chapter 22. I also have a portion of Jasher 22 on my wall. But I also have Jubilees chapter 17, verse 14 through 17. And I noticed when I put that scripture on the wall, it always comes off. I remember I would come back from work or something, and that scripture, it would just come off the wall. So I believe it was last Shabbat, and I was trying to figure out why it kept coming off the wall. So I checked the back of it, and it has the same tape as the other precepts I have on the wall. So I was thinking, well, maybe the Absent doesn't want me to read this. So I try to read it, when I'm going out, when I'm coming in. And I'm gonna go ahead and read it. It's 4 verses. So this is Jubilees chapter 17, verses 14 through 17. And it says, and it came to pass in the 7th week, in the first year, therefore, in the first month, in this Jubilees, on the 12th of this month, there were voices in heaven regarding Abraham, that he was faithful in all that he told him, and that he loved Yahuwah, and that in every affliction he was faithful. And the prince of Mastema came and said before Elohim, behold, Abraham loved Yitzhak, his son, and he delights in him above all things else. Bid him to offer him as an ascending smoke offering on the altar, and you will see if he will do this command, and you will know if he is faithful in everything where you do try him. And Yahuwah knew that Abraham was faithful in all his affliction, for he had tried him through his country with famine, and he had tried him with the wealth of kings, and he had tried him again through his woman when she was torn from him, and with the circumcision, and he had tried him through Ishmael and Hagar, his maidservant, when he sent them away. And in everything where he had tried him, he was found faithful, and his soul was not impatient, and he was not slow to act, for he was faithful and a lover of Yahuwah. So this is the precepts, that kept falling off. So I put extra tape on it, to keep it on my wall. But all praise to the Most High. You.
Hallelujah. Throw that, Aki. Blessings. I like that particular portion as well. I don't know if there was anyone else who wanted to chime in.
I just like to say, total Rabah, you know what I'm saying? My brother, very powerful message, spoke definitely to me personally, you know what I'm saying? Because, even in times past, sometimes you feel like one, you're not doing enough. And then two, it's like, well, it makes you test always make you consider, you know what I'm saying? Especially once you find out it's a test. You may not know it's a test when it's going on, but once you find out a test and you find out you failed, it sends you, if you care at all, if you care at all, it'll send you into a level of contemplation and meditation and examination of like, how I failed that. Sometimes because you're like, well, I didn't study, you know. And then sometimes you don't fully know why. You know what I'm saying? You like, I thought I was there. And I call it, that's the mercies of the most high because you can fail. Some people fail tests and they die. You know what I'm saying? So if you've ever failed a test, I would say, take a moment and just say, Toda Yah, that you didn't take my life for it. You know what I'm saying? Or that, you will allow me to recognize. And then with the recognition comes the correction. You know what I'm saying? Correct your way. They say that successful everyone who is successful has a tendency to self-correct. And that's what the creator wants us to do. He wants us to, when you realize something, to self-correct. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. You shouldn't be an habitual sinner. You know what I'm saying? We know we sin at times, but you shouldn't be an habitual offender, a habitual offender. You know what I'm saying? You should be a situation where you're like, okay, did that. Let me fix that. You know what I'm saying? We are constantly working toward that perfection. So beautiful lesson is definitely speaking to me in my household that now I'm a little bit more aware, even this week, of little tests that come up, you know what I'm saying, that present themselves. And really, it's to train you to always do the right thing. That's what the tests are for. It's to train you to always do the right thing. And that's what the creator, that's all he wants, you to do the right thing to the best of your ability, to the best of your knowledge, to do the right thing. Integrity. That's that word, that little big word, you know what I'm saying, is what to hold you down or to hold you up. It'll either pull you down or it will hold you up. You know what I'm saying? That's why Dawi said, in the integrity of my heart, in my integrity, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that I'm doing the right thing. Everything I know to do. And like you said, it ain't to say he ain't have his moments, but he corrected himself after that, did he not? Did he not? He corrected himself. So I really appreciate that. This is types of conversations that men should be having. You see what I'm saying? We should be having these conversations to make us do better and hold each other accountable. So Toda Yah for you, my brother, your life. May the Most High add a blessing to you and your family.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Dang. The Yakanan has his hand raised. Yakanan, that's it, right? Yeah.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom Aki. It was a pleasure meeting you. I'm Yakanan, brother for the children of Yisrael, also a brother of Baruch and Sario Hanan, Dawid or Dawood. It's a pleasure meeting you. Listening to your message really is a blessing as well because it's just a perspective that I'm hearing that helps me to increase in my walk, right? So just to give a feedback or reciprocate what I heard, and in my that will help my walk, and I like to share is that with the test that Adam had, the first thing he ever said was that he was afraid, right? Like, how can, what I'm trying to say is being tested is healthy, right? It's a healthy thing. It's healthy, like, to those who know they can pass, know, or pretty much is equipped and know they can pass, right? It's healthy because it's like, yo, I know it. What I'm trying to say, in the land of the living, that's pretty much our duty, is to keep passing tests. But in the land of the dead, they're pretty much an example for us to learn about, and try to kind of learn from their mistakes. To those who make mistakes, because I'm not trying to say we all don't make mistakes, but but when we do, it's like, we like we we still are being tested with the response of the choices we've made. So for Don, like, for example, the first thing he said was, I was afraid because I was naked. You know what I mean? And it's like, I wasn't afraid because I disobeyed your commandments. It was like he continued to increase the failure. I was like, okay, so, but Abba is so told where he can, he just, his grace and mercy is so told, right? That he already knew when your child is lying through his teeth. So and another aspect is that, like, tests to me are like a beautiful creation, like onions, right? It's just a layer. Every time you pass the test, you got another layer to do, another test to do. You know what I mean? Like, when I was when the occupation of trucking was impressed, after like a 3-day dry meditation, just to seek validity or clarity on how to increase in the uh, the the helping hands of Yisrael, and to my family. That when they test us regarding our skills, it's like, okay, I can, we're going to test you on the backing up, and then when you pass that backing up, or some fail, they repeat it, and, like, let's say you pass, then you're going to another thing. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap around a sharp corner. Let's see if you're gonna hit the back of the wheel or something, so most of these are healthy. It lets you know your emotions, lets you know where your emotions is at. If you're failing, you're gonna feel some, what I mean, uh, some sense of abnormality, some sense of misalignment, some sense in your, it's just feelings that you'll feel where you're kind of going the opposite way compared to the way forward, not turn to the left or right. But when you're going the way forward and you're feeling good about it, it's like, yo, let's continue this run, and bring more tests, so that way I can increase in my wisdom, so and that's pretty much what I gathered together. Aki, it's a pleasure hearing from you, seeing you, and Toda for your message, and Toda for this opportunity to actually hear this. So Toda for your mercy upon us, and hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Torah. Nice to meet you as well. Aki Yakana. Okay. Okay. So if there's nothing else.
I know y'all got to go, Aki. I just want to say something. I'm gonna try to be kind of quick with it. Again, all praise to the Most High. Great presentation to Dawn. Very well put together. It's something that you and both Baruch said. I'm gonna tie y'all thoughts together. You were saying that, with us together, we shouldn't fail a test. You know what I'm saying? And Baruch was saying the accountability. And I just want to lamb chop, where y'all at, because I do feel like together we can push each other to pass the test. You know what I'm saying? We can push each other to get better scores in the test. If you just think about it, there is a healthy competition or healthy encouragement. So back when we was in school, football, whatever sports you played, you had to pretty much show your skills for your position or to make the team. You know what I'm saying? And certain people got to start based upon their skill sets. And so when we're trying to accomplish certain things in Yah, if there is someone you see achieving and excelling, it gives you a goal or mark to try to achieve and to surpass. And if we continue to push one another, get out in front of one another, lead one another, and encourage one another, want to keep catching up, we continually keep pushing more for that A, instead of being, when you by yourself, you can say, oh, I'm good. But when you see somebody else doing really good, you're like, oh, I got to do more. You know what I'm saying? And it's not for a negativity. It's just an encouragement, and we can help each other pass the test. And as Moreh Baruch said earlier, there's not really nobody trying to stop us. You know what I'm saying? Like if we don't start succeeding in certain things, it will be our failure. But we have all we need, to pass the test. So I just like to say I've been very encouraged by this. And the last portion that you went into, you said a mouthful. When you was going into Jeremiah, and when you was talking about the dissemblers sitting with the wicked, you said something to the effect of someone could have done something for you in the world and what they could do for you, so you want to bring them along, say, oh, come on to the Knesset, even though you know they're wicked. All these things are part of a test, and the way the Torah, Tanakh, as well as the Brit Kadashah is written, sometimes there's things that we fail to do because of emotionalism or our emotions or our desires or what's in us that sometimes has us feeling what the Most High asks us to do based upon behaviors or sin of others, but that we still try to bring on and justify when sometimes it's already justified to show you exactly what or who they may be. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be mindful of that also, because then we have to question, then who are we if we always want to occupy ourselves with certain things? And then we said about the dissimilar, we know someone who appears to be one way, but something else. Like, all honor and esteem be to the Most High. I just think that the level that we have to grow to in our understanding, and for people to even understand us, because I know a lot of times I used to feel misunderstood, or I was taken the wrong way because I just stand on what it is I believe, and sometimes when I see things, I just stand on that which the word says. And you made a statement earlier about, everybody can be going in the wrong direction, but you got to be like, nah, that's the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? And if you know that's the wrong direction, then you have to pass that test, even if you're passing it by yourself. But the beauty of this is you have others that you could now see that are in the Torah, in the Tanakh, in the Word. Their heart is truly to please the Most High. And I think this lesson tonight for all of us should have been very encouraging. I'm pretty much sure I can speak for everybody on this call. I'm pretty sure it was very encouraging for everybody. So, Adon, Toda for you coming on and filling in tonight. Great job, great presentation. We look forward to more, man, because I'm just excited. So I'm going to yield at that. Great job, Adon. May the Most High continue to bless and increase in you and your life, as well as the Mishpachah down there at Shalom.
Kane, Toda Moreh. Toda, I appreciate it. Toda for the words. I don't know if there was anyone else that wanted to chime in. If Kane, that's the one.
Good afternoon, everybody. Shalom. The message was definitely very powerful. I want to give honor and praise to the Most High Yah about the message about testing. I looked up the definition for it, and it is to take measure to check the quality, performance, or reliability of something, especially before putting it into widespread use or practice. So that's definitely awesome on this lesson for tonight with the brethren, to be able to understand that each and every one of us is going through our own individual test on a daily basis. And it's because, we are awakening out of a slumber. And we're getting ready, prepared to be put to widespread use throughout the land. It's a lot that we see going on in the world today. And the Most High is proving Israel through his word, through the Torah, through the Tanakh, to see if we're going to stand to the test. I know growing up in school, you have tests. And, everybody, when you know that you're getting prepared for a test, some choose to study, some choose not to study. Some choose to cheat on it, some choose not to. Even in sports, they got ways where for the Olympics or sports, where they take steroids or whatever in order to pass the test. I mean, there's so many different ways that you could try to prepare yourself for a test in the wrong way. But the way the Most High does it is understand that he tests the heart. There's no way you can cheat on that. That's going to be the telltale sign if you truly are going to be following and going to be the will of the Most High. I definitely appreciate the message. I'm happy that I came on. I'm happy that the brothers are continuing to try to build and do this thing together. And I just want us to continue.
Dang, hallelujah. Zaki Jamal, I didn't know you was on, but I heard your voice. I already knew. That's the Ak from Charleston right there. Todaya. Todaya.
Toda.
Dang. Does anyone else want to chime in? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful words. If I'm in order, I think if I'm in order, Star, we're gonna pray out. But before we get there, my last thought comes from Proverbs 24. Go read it when you get chance. 16. It says, "For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief." And the beautiful thing about that is, once we stop falling because of our own accord or because of our own sin, this right here, this wisdom activates, because what it's talking about is in the verse before it, when it says, "Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous, spoil not his resting place." We already have the wicked man against us, and that's why he's saying they lay in wait. But he's saying, don't worry, they'll fall 7 times because of the traps that you're putting in front of them, because you're snaring them. But they're going to get up, but you are going to fall into mischief. And so that is kind of like that goalpost we get for. Yeah, I'm dropping because these wicked people keep putting these obstacles in my way. I don't see them, but every time I fall, I get back up. You understand? Because what? We've passed those tests when it comes to the sin that is all around us. We've overcome that. We're overcomers. And now everything around us that these wicked people set in front of us, now we're getting up and we're steady mounting up because they see us drop, but we're getting up again. So it's a goal for us to see that we've overcome those personal sins because we trust in Yah. And now these things that the wicked man has lie in front of us, we may trip, but that's all right. We're getting back up. And that's the wisdom that was given to us in Proverbs 24, 15 and 16. We trip and we fall, it's because of the wicked man setting these things up. But we're going to steadily rise. Why? Because we've already overcome. So with that, I say all praises to the Most High Yah. And I believe if I'm in order, we're gonna have a closing prayer. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna ask one of our brothers to pray us out. Hallelujah.
And I got it. All hearts and minds clear. Abba Yahweh, I want to say Total Ra for this beautiful night. Total Ra for keeping us alive and allowing us to receive the lesson. And Abba, I ask that the lesson that we just heard, I ask that it will not depart from our heart, but I ask that the things that we hear, according to your word, I ask that we will not forget it. And I ask that we will not cast it away. And Abba, I ask that you forgive us for our many sins, our transgressions, and our iniquity. Forgive our ancestors as well. And I'll be asked that you forgive us for the many times where we made you jealous. Forgive us for the many times where we provoke you to anger, provoke you to wrath. And I'll be also asked that you could forgive us for the times where we made an idol of ourselves, or if we had idols in our heart, or if we made any physical idols. Forgive us for putting those things before your face. And I'll be asked that you strengthen the brothers on this call, the Akim, strengthen us to do what is right, to do what is just, And I ask Abiyah that as we fall down, you give us the strength to get up and never to fall again. And Abiyah, I ask that you give us the upright heart so that we will not feel comfortable in our sin or comfortable being average in this walk. But I ask that you give us the strength to always strive for perfection, regardless who is watching us. And I'll be asking that you also give us the strength to live our days as we are being watched, because we are. And I ask that we will not deceive ourselves and think that we can hide our sin from you. I'll be asking you give us the strength to help our brothers out, to help our sisters out, to help all those out, if it's in our power to do so. And I'll be asked to go to sleep, I ask you to watch over us, watch over our household, and protect us from those who want to destroy us, even protect us from ourselves. And I ask, God, that you give all of us the strength to do the whole duty of man, which is to fear you and keep your commandments. And I ask that you can answer this prayer in the name of your own begotten Son, Yahweh Shem Mashiach the Son. Bless you are Yahweh, blessed is your name, Yahweh, and bless he that comes in the name of Yahweh in truth. Baruch Hashem, Yahweh, Amen, Amen, Selah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, like the